Well, yes. Now you have interviewed everyone through this Regal Cinemas career of yours. So I wanted to start with, I mean, you mentioned the Tonys with Anna Wintour, but you did kind of interview Anna
Yeah,
on the
we
red carpet.
I did. I interviewed Anna for People's List on ABC, which was a show hosted by Jerry O'Connell and Sujan Pak that I was a correspondent for, and had a segment, greatest interview ever with Matthew. And that was really cool. And we went to the Tonys and kind of full circle moment with Anna years later.
Is Anna, I mean, even though, you're friends with her daughter, I mean, is she a tough interview? I would imagine so.
No, she was actually so lovely, and she's amazing. She is the most generous, loveliest ever. And actually, that was my first red carpet for the show. And a publicist of hers had come over and was like, "Are you Matthew?" And I'm like, "Hi, yeah." And she's like, "Anna wants to talk to you." And we went from there. So it was pretty cool. She is everything.
She's a good one.
She's a good one.
Well, what about your Oprah interview? I did see when I mean, I think you asked her to do it, but she said your name in the most Oprah of ways, and then you fell off your chair, which I understand that. I don't know.
Find me another perfect response. I don't know what that is. But
I,
but
yeah, I mean, is that like just an out of body experience? Like, this is my life? Like, what has happened
yeah,
here?
it was, but it was also very nerve-wracking because I got the invite to interview her probably like 2 weeks before the interview. So for like 14 days, I was on the verge of shingles, being like, nothing I do in this interview will ever be good enough or be okay. And I was so hard on myself, like coming up with bits left and right and just like, what could I do? And then finally I gave it like 2 days and I was like, what do you want? You will never, like, the most selfish, like what you shouldn't do as a host, but like I was like, I will never be in a room maybe ever again. And I was like, I just want to hear her say my name the way she would say John Travolta. And that's what I went with. And she did. It was everything. And after I received, which I've never said, but I've received a stationery, like a orange stationery, and then she wrote Matthew in the goldest of Sharpies, blessings on your life, Oprah Winfrey. And I'm still deceased. So I don't know who you're talking to. I am still dead.
So, orange stationery and gold Sharpie.
Correct. Framed as we speak in my home.
I mean, that's understandable. Listen, I made Miss Fran Drescher do her Fran Fine laugh at the end. So,
Amazing. Did you interview Franny?
yeah,
Oh, how cool.
I interviewed her recently and just same thing. At the end, I was like, I mean, we had a great rapport throughout it. And I was like, listen, could you just, and she was like, of
Yeah.
course.
Amazing. Amazing. You have to. You get one shot. You got to do it.
You're like, it's the last minute and this may never happen again. And I just got to ask.
Yeah. Amazing.
But Oprah is a good one.
The best. Yeah.
What, I mean, is that like, do you have a favorite interview that you've ever done? Because you've done so many.
Oh God. I would say personally that was probably just up there just as a human. And then I've had some yeah, I mean, like, I made the cast of Star Wars Obi-Wan Bathrobies, and that was a pretty surreal day that like I lived to like tell about it. Like I thought like Disney was going to tackle me. Like I thought like, oh, this is it. That was pretty cool. I had a really fun moment with Denzel, where he like did this whole bit for my mom. It was absurd. Yeah, so those are up there.
Do you have, who was your toughest interview? Either like to prepare for, I mean, like maybe Oprah, you said like to prepare for, but like
Yeah,
during it.
to prepare it was definitely that interview. And not prepare, it was just pressure that was completely unnecessary just for myself. But
I
I've
get it.
I've never had tough interviews because, as you know, it's like when you're doing press, people are there to play, so it's like they know what they're doing, and I'm clearly not a gotcha journalist or a journalist at all. So it's a safe space. So I've never had a bad experience, truly.
That's good. Who's on like your dream list of people to interview? Like if you could interview anyone. I mean, listen, after Oprah, I think it's pretty fair game that you could think big here.
You're next, David. I'm gonna do you, and then I'm gonna do a Rosie, and maybe all three of us together. I think could be exceptional.
Sign me up. I'm
Done.
available. Well,
Done.
also, I saw on your Instagram, I was doing a deep dive. Some call it stalking. I say doing research. Beyonce, that might be a favorite of yours.
Actually, Beyonce, what's so funny, I never interviewed her. That was a photoshopped photo.
That's what I, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think it was. And then I think I read the
Yeah.
caption. I was like, oh, it's Photoshop. So she must be on your list.
She's way too busy to talk to me. She does not need to suffer this fool. Like she's fine. She's fine.